Welcome back. We're watching the case of a Michigan wife accused of killing her husband more than 20 years ago. That case in front of a jury right now.
In the state of Michigan, yes, Beverly McCallum's her name. She's charged with second-degree murder and mutilation of a body for the death of her husband, Robert, way back in 2002.
Let's get you back into the courtroom now. The cross-examination is happening for a co-defendant in that case who admits he was a part of this killing and cover-up. Christopher McMillan on the stand.
All I knew he did was the paper route. I don't know what he did in the daytime.
Okay. He never talked about that?
No, I never asked. He never brought it up.
Okay. During this period of time when you were off and on at that Horatio Street address, how many times did you talk to Beverly?
I talk to Beverly often.
Okay. Aside from the times that you're saying that you're claiming that you smoked marijuana with her?
Yes.
Okay.
And she made a lot of dishes with the rice. I remember that.
Okay.
She liked to drink wild Irish rose.
Okay.
We would sit there and drink and cook and
Okay.
conversate.
Was there always plenty of food in the house?
I don't know if you call rice plenty of food, but there was a lot of rice.
Okay. But there's always meals on the table for the kids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever talk with Beverly or Deneen about their personal histories of where they came from, how they wound up in Charlotte?
Only thing Deneen would tell me about her previous life was that was the first time that she got to use her legal name.
Okay. Meaning your last name?
Yes, Ducharme.
Now, this discussion that you had testified to about the decision to kill Robert, you testified that Deneen was the one that raised that subject with you first. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that was in the sunroom?
Yes.
Okay. And that was in the sunroom that you actually stayed at?
That was Deneen's little bedroom. Yeah, but I stayed in there when she wasn't there.
Did Deneen have her own bedroom?
It was in the sunroom.
Okay.
It was made up into a little bedroom.
Okay. So when you say you slept in the sunroom, you're sleeping in Deneen's room?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sleeping in the same bed?
No.
But that was something that you wanted to have happen at some point in time.
One of the first times that Deneen and I went out, we went to the condo and she stripped down on the bed and was showing me some pictures of her naked, and I was rubbing her shoulders, and she was drunk. That's as far as that went, as far as ever being in the same bed.
So it was Deneen's idea to you to kill Robert. She's the one that actually raised the idea with you directly first, correct?
She wanted me to know that her and Beverly were wanting to get rid of him.
Okay. Did she tell you because she suspected Robert was molesting the kids?
Yes.
Did she go into detail about when that took place?
No.
How that took place?
No.
Where that took place?
No.
She just said, he's molesting the kids, so I want to kill him?
She said that they were being physically, mentally, and sexually abused.
By Robert?
Yes.
Okay. And you took that statement at face value?
I took her at her word.
Is it because you were wanting to be boyfriend and girlfriend with Deneen?
I mean, that ain't why I took her at her word.
It would be fair to say that if Deneen asked you to do something, you would do it.
A little bit, but not quite.
Well, I think we're a little bit there about her asking you to kill somebody. You would try to do what Deneen told you to do because you wanted to have a relationship with her. Is that correct?
No, that is not why Robert got killed.
So you decided to kill Robert because you did your own research and found out what she was telling you was true.
I observed around the house how things were. My dad was an alcoholic.
Okay. You just told me that you never saw Robert actually abuse the children or
They were
physically
skittish.
position them.
They were
Sorry?
skittish.
I'm sorry?
They were skittish.
They were skittish?
Yes.
Okay. But you testified earlier that you never saw Robert.
I never saw Robert hit him.
All right, we need to get a break here. Cross getting a little good here. He's getting the witness a little agitated. Let's bring in Michael Jaafar, national trial attorney. Time to pounce here for the defense.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm not following. I feel like something really good is happening. But is this defense attorney getting this client? Is this defense attorney basically taking the position that his client did in fact want to murder her husband, but that's because he was molesting the children? Or is his point that she had no involvement with it, but this person on the stand is the person that killed him because he felt like by killing him he would have a relationship with the defendant? I'm really riveted to see where this goes. But this is why I say, when you don't, as the prosecution, when you don't insert a motive in your opening statement and then try to prove it, you do so at your own peril, because you leave it open for the defense to create a motive, and the motive could develop into a narrative that could garner sympathy for the defendant. And I think that's where this is going, right? There's molestation, there's all of these things. But with all that being said, I think my theory of witnesses, of juries not sequestering it anymore and going on social media, they're going to come into this case knowing that this is the fourth husband that she had. 3 out of 4 husbands that have disappeared, and the one after him disappeared. So in my opinion, this case is already lost. But right now, this cross-examination is going very well.
There is that sprinkling in of what may have been the motive, to your point, Michael, of the molestation, and that's hard for a juror to ignore. But we will we'll see how it plays out. How do you think this witness is coming across? I want to mention the glasses, because it's hard to ignore. We know that he has a prescription for those glasses, but you can't see his eyes when he's talking. And usually with sunglasses, that's not what these are, but with typical sunglasses, you want someone to take them off so that a jury or the person talking to them can see really what they are emphasizing, how their eyes look. What are your thoughts on allowing that to happen in this case?
I'm glad you brought that up, Julia, because I found it disorienting that he was wearing the glasses, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm also wondering why the defendant has her glasses on her head as though she's about to leave the courtroom and go on a Caribbean trip. Never a good look to have your client have the glasses that way. And then the witness has the glasses, which I find very disorienting. He's got the John Lennon look. So the whole thing is disorienting. So to answer your question, I find it to be, a subpar way of having, because the jury is trying to weigh credibility of every witness. Well, the biggest thing you use as physical cues for credibility is a person's eye movement and whether or not they're crying or becoming emotional at certain points. When that defense attorney was hitting him on his relationship and his wanting to have a relationship with the defendant, I wanted to see, are you crying? Are you tearing up? Are you quivering? I don't know. He just looked like John Lennon the whole time, so I have no idea. So that's a great point on your part. I don't think that's a good way of having a witness like this testify.
Yeah, the windows to the soul are the eyes, and jurors can't see through the windows. They can't see the soul, and I don't know if he's lying or he might not be crying. He might be getting mad. I felt like he was getting angry. But again, yeah, it does change the complexity of evaluating a witness, not being able to see his or her eyes. Let's get a break. We'll get you back into the courtroom for more. Cross-examination is getting good. You could tell that the witness is getting frustrated a little bit with this attorney. Where's he going to take it? We'll find out next.